We recognize that there is no foundation, there's no path to a military victory for Ukraine against Russia in their war. It doesn't matter how many millions of rounds we give them, how many tanks, how many F-16s have come next year. It doesn't matter any of this stuff. There is no path to victory. Ergo, we're going to have to work together with Kiev to have some kind of negotiated settlement. Otherwise, there's just perpetual war and perpetual bleeding with no outcome and no strategy that you're even seeking. But now then, you've painted the negotiating partner as a terrorist and as a war criminal. So how are you going to negotiate to get something good for your side? That's the big point.
Exactly. And this is where folks that work on these issues understand, and they're starting to say it more and more. This is actually hurting us. This is hurting American interests. This is making it harder for us to conduct diplomacy, to negotiate, to get these things done. I think there's been a very strange attitude in the State Department lately that if we talk to anybody, we're somehow endorsing them. Diplomacy is all about talking to people that you disagree with. That's the entire point.
Right. Yeah, right.
You know, Secretary Blinken, he mentioned that, you know, the big reason we have to support Israel vociferously and in every way and whatever they need has to do with the fact that China will invade Taiwan if they don't.
What happens in Ukraine, what happens in the Middle East also matters for the Indo-Pacific. Beyond Europe, we know that our allies, as well as our adversaries, as well as our competitors, are watching that conflict. They're watching our response. The global impacts of Russia's unprovoked war of aggression against Ukraine further stress the importance of ensuring that the Indo-Pacific does not learn the wrong lessons from these conflicts.
I had a friend who's very well placed in Pacific Command in PACOM reach out to me, and he texted me, he said, this is ridiculous. So you have folks that are in place that are now even understanding, like, look, our ability to deter China and our capabilities in PACOM and in other places have absolutely nothing to do with how much Iron Dome or how many 155 millimeter artillery rounds we give to Israel. They're just not the same. And conflating all these issues and making Russia's and China's and Hamas's and ISIS's motives all the same will make it impossible for the United States to defend ourselves. And that, I think, Danny, is the biggest point.